Python loops. Now what exactly is a loop? Any loop, you want to repeat any particular statement or group of statements more number of times, and we use the term loops in all programming environments. For example, I want hello to be printed on screen 100 times, or I want to calculate the total and average marks of 100 students. The same logic, the total and average marks is same logic. I want to do it for 100 students. So in these type of situations, I need to use loops. So we have while loop. While loop, we can execute a set of statements as long as the condition is true. Look at the syntax of while loop. While test expression colon. That colon is important here. The symbol colon is important in Python. While text expression colon and body of while loop. The body of while loop, we can have one statement or we can have group of statements. So you check the test expression. Once the test expression is true, you execute the statements in body of while loop, and after executing all the statements and back to test expression, this process continues until the test expression evaluates to false. Look at this flow chart. Test expression true, body of loop. After executing the statements in body of loop, back to test expression if it is again true, and this is what you call loop. And once the condition is false, you just come out of the loop. Okay, look at this simple demonstration program. I is equal to 1 while I less than 6. I less than 6 is your test expression. You can also call this as condition. So how many statements are there in the loop? We have two statements. Look at the indentation. That is very important. Indentation. Print I is equal to I plus 1. That is I plus equal to 1. These two statements are in one line, means these two statements comes under the body of the loop. And when I is 1, 1 less than 6 is true, print I, 1 will be printed, I becomes 2, back to condition, 2 less than 6, print I, 2 will be printed, and 3, 4, 5. When I becomes 6, you just come out of the loop. So we can use break and continue in loops. You just look at the things clearly. The same program, if I is equal to 3, break. Again I am telling, look at indentation, look at the place where break is used. When I is 3, break means you just come out of loop once I becomes 3. When I is 1, check the condition, I less than 6, 1 less than 6 is true, 1 will be printed. And I is equal to 3 is false. When I is 2, 2 less than 6 is true, 2 will be printed, and 2 equal to 3 is false. When I is 3, 3 less than 6 is true, print 3, and if condition 3 is equal to 3 is true, and break. You just come out of the loop. Look at this program where we used continue. And do we have any changes in this? Check out the changes we have made in this program. When if I equal to 3, continue and print I, you just try to put the statements like I plus is equal to 1 is in the top place now. You just put it down and make some changes and try to observe the outputs clearly. So we can even use else in loops. So when I is 1, 1 will be printed, 2, 3, 4, 5. As the condition is I less than 6, so loop is repeated 5 times. And once the loop is repeated 5 times, means once the condition is false, you just come to else. The statement after else will be executed. and try this exercise and identify what are the missing terms here. Missing term, something is missing in this program, and yeah, print I as long as I is less than 6. For that, what you are supposed to do, you just identify the mistakes here, and you want to add something, you can add something. The next one is for loop, and for loop in Python is used to iterate over a sequence. Sequence is group of elements together. We have list, tuple, strings and dictionaries and many more upcoming chapters here we have. So our basic syntax is for and some value, that is a variable in sequence, and body of for loop. So VAL is a variable here that takes the value of the item inside the sequence on each iteration, and loop continues until we reach the last item in the sequence. Look at the flowchart of for loop. For each item in sequence, and you keep on doing the things till the last item is reached. If the last item is reached, then you exit the loop. Otherwise, you keep on executing the body of for loop. Look at the simple thing for x in range 6. Yeah, we have something called range in Python. The range 6 means 0 to 5. The range 6 means 0 to 5. So range 6, x0, x1, x2, x3, x4 and x5. Look at this example. Yeah, we have something called fruits, and don't bother about those square brackets. We have something called lists, tuples, dictionaries to be discussed. At this point of time, you just keep in mind we have data, three sets of data here placed within square brackets separated by comma. So for x in fruits, if x is equal to banana, and continue print x. Yeah, just observe the output without giving continue, and observe the output by giving break also in these type of situations. Look at this. For x in fruits, if x is equal to banana, break. So first, initially it starts with apple. If x is equal to banana, the condition is false. So print x, apple will be printed, and the second element is banana in the sequence. And if x is equal to banana, the condition is true, break. You just come out of for loop. See the printf statement, the position is changed here. Try to observe the difference between the previous and this program. The position is changed here, and observe the output. After the for loop, the print x is there. The first element in the sequence is apple. For x in fruits, the first element is apple, print x. So apple will be printed. And now check the condition. If x is equal to banana, so apple is equal to banana is false. Don't do anything. This is a simple if. The second element in the sequence is banana, so print x, banana will be printed, and the condition is checked and condition is true, break. You just come out of for loop. Look at the demo for range 2, 6. If you simply won't specify anything, the index, the sequence starts with 0. Here the starting element is specified 2, 6. 6 means elements from 2 to 5 only. Yeah, look at this program for x in range 2, 30, 3. Starting element is 2 and ending element is 29, and each and every step it is incremented by 3. So 2 plus 3, 5, 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 3, 11, and so on. So we can even use else. So the term else comes into picture, means as soon as the loop is over, you just come out of it and the statement after else will be executed. Just like your nested if, we can have nested for loops also. One for loop can be used inside another. Look at the indentation, the spaces. Look at the first for loop. How many things we have? Two. We have two, ADJ and fruits. And look at X loop for loop and Y for loop. The spaces are important. So Y is inner loop and X is outer loop. So we start with X. For X in ADJ, you get red, and you go inside and execute all the statements in while loop. So you get red apple, red banana and red cherry, and again now X is incremented by 1, the second element. Again you go into the inner loop and execute it. So that is your big banana and big apple and big cherry and etc. One for loop inside another for loop. You call it as nesting. So we have something like pass. Look at that for loop. X in 0, 1, 2 colon. Yeah, you just try this without giving pass and observe the things, what happens. You get an error. So in these type of situations, like I want a for loop, I don't want the for loop to be executed. I don't want to put any body of the for loop. In these type of situations, you can simply put pass. You just try this program yourself and go through the content and check it out. Import OS and import time. We have method sleep. And just observe a function, inbuilt function system CLS, clear screen. Yeah, look at this another program. For I in range 97 to 123, 97 is an ASCII value. ASCII, ASCII, American Standard Code for Information Interchange. The ASCII value of small a is 97 and small b 98, small c 99 and so on. So here what we are doing, we use something called append. CHR of I, CHR converts anything into character. I is 97, CHR of 97 is small a. The I becomes 98, CHR of 98 is small b and so on. So we are adding the numeric values are converted into characters and appended means they are added to the variable alphabets. And try this program, just execute it and check the correct choose the correct option.